Hey guys, Constance here. Welcome back to A Good Life Farm. So today I've been having a marathon day in the kitchen. It is actually the day before Thanksgiving, and it is when I do a lot of cooking, a lot of baking, a lot of desserts, casseroles, all the things. And so now the next recipe I'm going to do is maple walnut pie. Now this recipe is very similar to a pecan pie with the nut topping, except of course the filling for this is a maple filling, and it's got walnuts on top, and it's a little bit different than your classic pecan pie. And you know, most people have had the pecan pie, but this is kind of a fun twist on that. Now of course you're going to need an unbaked pie crust in a standard 9-inch pie plate. So for the maple walnut pie, we're going to start off with 2 eggs. So I'm going to just break them into my mixing bowl here. We'll give these a quick whisking. Okay. Next, we're going to add in 1 cup of real maple syrup. Always use the real deal. Don't use the fake stuff. We're going to add in 1 tablespoon of either dark rum or bourbon. I'm going to use bourbon today. And you can omit this if you want to. You don't have to add this. I just like the richness that it gives the flavor. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of nutmeg, two tablespoons of melted butter, we're going to whisk these together. And then 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. And we're going to whisk these until they're nice and smooth. You just want to make sure that there's no clumps of flour in here. You don't want any kind of lumps. Alright, now I'm going to set that aside for a minute. I've got a board here to cut on. I've got my pie crust over here. Now you can leave the walnuts in pieces, but I find that it's easier if you chop them up a little bit when you are serving the pie to cut the slices. we're going to spread the walnuts out all over the bottom of the pie crust. And then we're going to pour our maple mixture all over the walnuts. And I want to get every little bit of that out. So now I'm going to put my pie on a baking sheet, and I'm going to put a crust shield over the top because this does bake for a good long time, and you don't want your crust to start burning before the rest of the pie is cooked. So this will bake at 375 degrees for 45 minutes. I'll leave the pie shield on for most of that, and I'll take it off in the last 10 to 15 minutes. Alright, the maple walnut pie is finished. Now when it first comes out of the oven, it's going to be a little puffed up in the middle, much like a pecan pie does, but as it cools it kind of settles down, and you have this beautiful pie. And oh, if you could smell this right now, man, this smells so good. So now I'm just going to let this cool, and once it comes down to room temperature, I'll go ahead and put it in the refrigerator and let this chill. And so this is pie number 1 of 3 different kinds of pies that I'm baking today. So I do have a printable version of this recipe on my website. I will put a link to it down below if you are watching this anywhere other than my website. So thanks for hanging out with me here again in the Homestead Kitchen. My name is Constance from A Good Life Farm, and I'll talk to y'all next time.